Did you enjoy the tour so far with Stratovarius?
Yes, it's been a fantastic ride, and we knew some of the guys, like Jens, for example, from the band before. I met Timo before, like, you know, saying hi on some festival, but we get along really, really great, and from day one, and it's pretty sad that we're gonna end, you know, like we're gonna part ways now, like oh, thank you, Ben. The Strato guys are going to South America, we're going to Russia and Japan, but I really, really hope that we can do something together in the future, because it's been a fantastic journey, and the crowd's been amazing, the crowd's reaction, the fans have been awesome. It's been a great tour, and this is our first headline tour. Now we do a co-headline now with Stratovarius, but still, we have 75 minutes. We can do our show, we can do our thing, and it's been a lot of fun.
So, compared to your previous album, I found that the mix between the three different kinds of voices are more homogeneous, more fluent. So how did you manage the distribution of all the vocal parts?
It was more like this, that on the first album we recorded all these songs during, let's say, almost 3 years, I think. When we started the band and when we started the project, me and Olof, it was just meant to be a project. We wanted to do an Avantasia thing, but with Gothenburg musicians like In Flames, Evergrey, and all that. So we wrote songs just for fun for quite some time. And when you do that, you get new influences. You don't have, you know, like a record label in the back. You're just doing it for fun. So some songs sounds like that, some songs sounds like that, and vice versa. And that you can hear. I think you can hear that on the first album. That it's a bit, what do you say? Crackling. It's, yeah. Every song is a bit different to each other, but this new song, this new album was written during 6 months, and we had a goal. We've been out touring. We did 119 shows or something on the last album, and we had no idea that we write the first album that we were going to play these songs live. So now both we wrote the songs during the same time, and we also put some ideas in the songs that we were going to play them live. So we used some ideas to, you know, like, okay, this part can be a cool live thing, and so on. And with this, it also came like the vocal parts. You know, we just felt that we learned from the last album, if you say so. And to answer your question, that's how we made it.
Yep. So before the release of the album, the Nexus video clip, it's more than 1 million views on YouTube. So the expectation concerning the album was really high. So what kind of feedback did you receive from the press, but also from the fans, since the album in store now?
The reviews have been fantastic. The sick thing with the video was that we wanted to overdo the Hunger video, because the Hunger video had 4 million views now, but it was 2 years ago we released it, and we made 1 million views in 1 month with the Nexus video, and now it's almost 1.6 million views, and now it's 2 months ago that we released it, and you can certainly see that there's a big fan base out there longing for the album before we released the album. And then directly when we released the album, we went top #1 on the United Metal charts on iTunes, for example. Yep. Directly into #6 on the Swedish album charts, #4 on the Finnish one, and I think we went to 38 in Japan. And then the reviews and everything. So it's been very good.
So you spoke about Japan. You seems to be really famous in Japan. You sold many copies of your album. Have you an explanation of this massive success that you have in Japan, especially on this country?
I have no idea why we're that famous in Japan. Imagine yourself. I don't know what you do, you know, when you're at home, but let's say that you're a firefighter, and all of a sudden the thing that you have on the side gets recognized in another country, and all of a sudden you book your flight, you go there, and you realize when you go up the plane, you're a fucking superstar. You don't have to go in any lines. You don't have to have any stamps on your papers. Everyone is just doing like this. And when you get out and, like you should have your bag, there's armed security guards there waiting, and, people with signs saying you're the best guy in the whole world. That feeling is it fucks your brain up. Yeah. And then you're in Japan for 1 week. And then when you fly back home, you're kind of used to having this, I'm a rock star thing. And when you land at home, the only guy that wants, hey, come in here, I want to see what's in the bag, is the customs. so it's a strange thing, and I have no idea why this happened in Japan. But they probably just like melodic music from Europe, I think, and we just happen to be there on the right time.
And to be back on the Nexus, did you follow Amaranthe, the first album? Did you make a link between the two albums? This is the same story, or?
Yeah, it's not the same story. Lyric-wise, it's the first album is about one thing that continues into the Nexus album, but maybe 100 years later, and we've never ever released the idea about the lyrics. We've never told anyone what it is about, because me and Olof have a cinematic feeling about the whole thing, and maybe one day we will tell you. But we get so many emails from people saying this song, for example, helped me through my cancer period or whatever. You get touched by that. Yep. And they say that this song represents exactly what I feel. But from my side, who actually wrote the lyric, maybe I think it's about something else. But who am I to tell these guys that, hey, you're wrong? So that's why I don't want to exploit.
Everybody has his own meaning of the lyrics.
I want you who reads the lyric to actually make up your own opinion. Thing about it.
Yeah. So tonight you are playing at PPM Festival. This is the only festival show on the co-headlining tour, and as you see maybe on the flyer and the bill, this is probably the more extreme day of the festival, because our headliner tonight is Behemoth. So a lot of people said you could be the real transition between the power metal of Stradivarius and other bands, and maybe the extreme parts of the music like Rotting Christ and maybe Behemoth. So do you think?
I think you're right there, and I think also that our music piss a lot of people off, because there's a lot of true metal heads, don't go in and step on my boundaries, don't transform my heavy metal riffing with pop, for example, like we do.
Yep.
But we just want to make music that we like, and this is the crossover that we're doing. We probably have some Behemoth influences in our songs, as we have Beyonce influences in the songs. So I really think that if you start listening to us, let's say that you've never listened to metal before, and the first thing you hear is Amaranthe, I'm pretty sure that after listening to us for half a year, the listeners probably might want to have something harder. Maybe our music can be a bridge into the heavier part of music, and I like to be that band.
Okay, so is there a band you want to see tonight, especially on the bill, or?
Not really, actually. I would have loved to. I am more the melodic guy.
Yeah.
In our band, I know that there's a lot of bands that loves Behemoth and stuff like that. I'm more of I would have loved to be here tomorrow. Mireth is here, one of my absolute favorite bands, and you have Halloween,
Gamma Ray,
and Gamma Ray, and Queen's Rise. I don't know about that. You also have Firewind.
This is the version with Todd Latour, not with Geoff Tate.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, but whatever. This is they still play the same songs, right?
Yeah, but in a different way.
Yeah. So no. it's gonna be fun to see Stratovari. Actually, we can actually watch the Stratovari show today for real, because otherwise we just switch with each other all the time. So when they play, we are in the shower.
Yeah. So to be back on the, I know that you don't like to classify each kind of metal, so we could call.
You know this?
Yeah. We could call it a hybrid band of metal. But a lot of people ask, and I heard some reflection about it in the queue for the signing session. You could maybe enter the contest of the Eurovision. So
yes.
Is it something you would like to do, and maybe to win like Lordi did it 5 or 6 years ago?
This is pretty interesting question, because I've always said no. But one part of me would say it would be a good thing for everyone that we would actually do it one day, because like the music in the Eurovision is so fucking crappy that I want to fucking kick the songwriters in the balls. And I also want to, kick the people that actually vote for these songs to actually be the summer plague the year after, because these songs are always on the radio all the time. And I think I would do it if I would like to do it, like be part of it. No, it's not like, hey, I want to be a part of this competition. I'm from a band. That's not how you do it. But if it would be a possibility, I would just do it for the sake of bringing metal up to everyone's and TV and on the table. I would not do it for myself, because I myself think that the competition is not really my cup of tea.
It's political friendship and...
Yes, it is. But I would do it to actually, if I would get the question and the time and whatever, the reason for doing it would be to support metal and throw away all this fucking crap shit that is there. But I also think there's another thing with it. I do like Dead by April, a Swedish band.
Yep.
They did it their first year of success, and all of a sudden they became famous for doing this and not being a metal band. I think that if you should do this, you should do like Lordi, for example. They've been playing, and after 6 years of not getting anywhere, but they still had a name in the metal business, they did this and they won. And after the Eurovision thing went down, they still had a career.
Yep.
And I think that's the most important thing. You had to be able to stand on your own legs before you enter a competition like that. You should do it for a funny thing, not for like it should not be your key to success, if you get my point.
Okay, so last time I asked you some questions. It was 1 month ago, I think, by mail or phone, and you told me the song you're the proudest is "Burn With Me" because you wrote it from the beginning. To the end.
This album is like that. But I'm also proud of all the songs.
Yeah,
and it's usually, one day I'm very proud of that song because it went really good live. So, but continue.
And actually, what's your? You told me also "Mechanical Illusion" was one of your favorite songs at the moment. And actually, what's yours?
Now?
Yeah, now.
Right now, I just want to play one song that we haven't played live yet, and that's "Future on Hold" for the new album. And I think that represents a lot of like the lyrics and the feeling and everything. I really love that song, and I really hope that later this year we would be able to actually put it on the live set.
And to close the interview, what could we expect for tonight's show?
Tonight's show with Jay Leno will it will be energetic today, because we will only play 50 minutes and usually we play 75-80. So we will cut away a lot of the songs that are a bit mid-tempo, and so it will be energetic and a lot of power and a lot of fun with the audience. That's what Amaranthe is all about, interacting with the audience. We want the audience to be a part of the show. So you will see a lot of jumping, screaming, and...
Okay, thank you for the interview.
Thank you very much.